Welcome to my channel. So in today's video, we're doing a recap of Love is Blind episode 7. If you haven't already, please subscribe to your girl, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get into it. So it starts off with Charles and Sarah finally having a conversation, and Charles basically says, I sent you a DM. Like, boy, did you not listen to her in the past? She told you don't try to send her a DM. So Sarah said, I ignored it because I didn't got time for you. So Charles basically says, with Julie, there was more emotion there, and we also had a chance to talk about intimacy, but you weren't open to it. And she's like, boy, that's the only thing that I didn't want to talk about. And it's like, intimacy doesn't really have to do with just having, sex. There are other things to talk about in terms of intimacy in relationships. And she basically said she has a great feeling. She had a good feeling that was going to work, but he left a little bit too early. He wasn't putting much into it as she was. She's basically like, you went back on your word. Facts. You told me you're gonna pick me, then you went back on your word. The reason why Charles kind of did all that is because guy was under pressure, but as a man, you should be able to make firm decisions. And the fact that I was like, you remind me of my ex, okay. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but Sarah is like, that was she must have been a good person. If her ex is exactly like you, Sarah and Julie have a conversation, and she basically says, you called me a slut and everything, all because I had a conversation about sex in the pods. It doesn't mean you gotta slut shame me and talk shit about me to Charles. And she's basically like, girl, in conclusion, everybody thought you were a bimbo. It's like, Sarah should speak for herself, but she's speaking facts, because if all the other girls are on Sarah's side, it means they believe exactly what she believes. And she basically says, sorry about the whole bimbo thing, but he made the right choice. Good luck to you. What was Cynthia doing? So Cynthia, she came in looking good, and her aim is to get Jonathan to look at her, to kind of remind him what he's missing. And I'm like, girl, this is over. Why are we going back? It's over. It's done. You guys are not compatible. What is she doing? The desperation is very real. So they both spoke, and he was like, I didn't like the way he called me insecure, all these things. And she basically said, I have my regrets. Even sometimes I think about you. I put on that damn ring on, and he's smiling a little bit. And I'm like, what are we doing? And she's touching his thighs and everything. They're touching each other's hands. It's like, what are we doing? This is not a secure relationship. This is not going to work. But anyway, they're doing a little flirting and everything, but Jonathan snapped back to reality. I'll say, girl, let's kind of stop there. I need time to think. I need time to process, because a lot of things happen within that 4 days. Like, if that was 4 days, how's it going to be when we get married? So he said, stop. I know you're trying to manipulate me back into your arms, but it's not, please, it's not going to work. So then we have this random pause girl that came out of nowhere. So her name is Anais. So Anais speaks to Chloe saying that, I got some tea. Before the filming, Thomas was dating one of my best friend's friends. And yeah, I don't think it's genuine, all these things. And then Anais was like, but, let me confirm with Thomas and everything before I go into conclusions. And Thomas says there's nothing there. It's basically saying it's not a big deal. They both have kids, so they get along in that area. But the fact that he texted her after he got out of the pods is questionable. So Anais then said, okay, I got the source from Thomas. Let's go to Kim. She downloaded all the information. She gave her all the deets. And now Kim is like, this is very disrespectful. The fact that she spoke to the girl after we got out of the pause, knowing well that I was going to get married to me. I'm questioning him and everything. And Kim was like, I'm just too nice. I'm just too stupid. Girl, you ain't that nice. But anyways. And I didn't like when she was like, I got over his physical appearance. I got over his lack of education. I got over his social codes. She basically thinks she's better than Thomas. So I'm wondering, if you think you're better than him, why are you with him? All because matters go to school doesn't make him lesser than. I got over all these things, and he yet 2 days to criticize me about, the way I act, saying that, it's because of my culture and everything. And she's basically just pissed off, and she started crying. I'm just thinking, it's not really a big deal. Before you start crying, go to Thomas, go to the source, because a lot of girlies, a lot of friends, they don't want to see you happy. They don't want to see you get married. They don't want to see you happy. They want you to be miserable the same way they are. So before I start crying and, passing all this information to this friend, pulling down my man in front of this friend, I would go to Thomas, get the deets. Not even at the bar where everybody is. Out of hand, we're gonna have this conversation. I believe the reason why she's able to take all this information is because Kim is not really feeling it. She's having her doubts. She told Clement that they're very different and she needs time because she doesn't want to get divorced. She's having her doubts, so this just adds to it. This is just another thing to kind of pile up to it So that's why she just accepted everything straight away. So now, she went out to get a little bit of fresh air. She came back. So now we have Thomas, Kim, Anez, and this other random guy. All these random pods people that I don't know about. They sit together. I'm like, why is this a four-way conversation? It should be a conversation between Thomas and Kim only. But we have third parties that we don't care for in the conversation. Goodbye. But anyway, so Thomas basically says there's nothing there. Like, we only dated for like 2 damn weeks. She ain't even been to my house. I ain't been to hers either. Now this new information, Kim is gonna take it to heart again, and it's gonna pile up to the arguments that we already have, and she probably won't even talk to me even for more days. So you basically say that the reason they had a disagreement is because of the damn prenup thing. Someone basically says, I'm tired of this unnecessary conversations and arguments. Let's end it. And it's like the same thing that he did in episode 4 as well. Because they didn't really reach an agreement, and he's leaving. It's like, Thomas, you want to get married, and your only way to kind of end conversation is to say you're leaving. Like, it's giving weakness. It's giving stand as a man, stand in your ground, and stop all these little child. You always say you want to have other conversations, but here it's giving childish. It's giving childish. Tell that girl that you don't like unnecessary arguments. Tell her to firm up. Like, just be a man and stop kind of walking out. Like, it's I don't know, it's not looking good. So Tatiana and Yannick, it's time to kind of sign the prenup contract. And Yannick said, give me some time. I'm going to have like my brothers to look over it before I sign it. Because she was like, we got to sign today, right? And it's like, do we have to? Is it mandatory? Anytime? Before he signed that damn prenup, he needs time, Tatiana, okay? And after that, they talk about finance. And she basically says, as a man, as an African, like... She basically says, do you believe in, she doesn't believe in equal shares. As a man, you gotta take care of the household. Like, it ain't no 50-50. Like, I can, put money there, here and there, but I need you to kind of afloat. I need you to just take care of the damn finances. In case my business go under, I need to know that I have financial stability. And she was like, in an African household, it's the man that got to do the payments. Is the man that gotta pay the bills. Yannick is all confused and everything. She's like, no, it's basically like not a game. This girl just making decisions, bringing everything up, and we're not having like compromisation, talking together, discussing together. She's just gonna stay in the facts. It's like, when am I gonna talk? And he basically is like, are we marrying for love or for how much I earn? That's what he's saying in the confessional. I'm just thinking, like, why don't you just say that to her? Because after she just finished talking, he's basically like, okay, but there's more to say. He's keeping things to himself. There's lack of communication. Clearly, he's giving Tatiana probably makes more money than him. But, Tatiana, you got to think about it. You got to think about it. The age gap difference really shows. Because Tatiana is saying the facts. You got to do this, you got to do that. And Yannick got to say, yes, ma'am. That's what it's giving. Like, if he's the man of the household, he should be the one, authoritative in this conversation. So now Kim is here, with Ronald and Thomas. Ronald is basically his friend, someone that he sees as a father figure. And they basically discuss the whole darn thing, the whole issue. Thomas says, maybe he doesn't really take something seriously because he's been through so much. He gives all his stories about, while he was younger, at 14, parents couldn't afford food, he had to work, all these things. He's been through a lot. And unnecessary issues is not a big thing to him. He doesn't take little things big as she does. So they have different point of view. So Ronald kind of like put everything together, say, I know his trauma is not an excuse, but we need to support him. There are some things he's dealing with, and she basically says, okay, now I see things differently. I know the things that he's been through. We have some trauma. He's hypersensitive, all these things. She's like, she basically understands him more. So Yannick basically says he's going to take his girl out for this kind of perfume workshop. But, before that in the morning, he went out to play soccer with the boy. Tatiana is in the perfume workshop and waiting for him. I think he definitely did it on purpose, because when she called, he was like, yeah. Yeah, why you, like, yeah, means why you calling me? Basically called him and said, where you at? Where you at? He said, I'm running late. Maybe we should reschedule. And she's basically like, I'm already here. And he's basically like, there's no need to stress, no need to argue, let's not go there. I would actually like us to deal with what we're dealing with first before we even go. Maybe today, tomorrow, maybe today or next week for scheduling. And she basically says, this is embarrassing. And he basically says, okay, reschedule, but it's not a big reschedule. It's not a big deal, but you can proceed if you want to. And she decided to proceed. If it was me, I'll have reschedule. I'll blah it out. Like, I don't know why she stayed there to try and prove a point. Like, it's wrong. Like, I think it was laid on purpose because of the whole conversation about the prenup thing. And also, that girl has been adding a lot of pressure to that guy. Like, there's so much conversation that she has. She's very manipulative. Like, the last time that she was crying, that, you know, she's a single mother, she has to deal with all these things, just guilt tripping him all the time. I feel like a lot of it really adds to him not attending that damn workshop. You gotta be submissive. If you're looking for a man to take care of the damn finances, at least give him some respect. And there was no respect here because she decided to stay. Sabrina and Van May, like, why are they still together? Sabrina meets his sister and his friends, and she basically, says who she is. She's like, she's possessive in relationships, she needs constant reassurance. Like, this is giving red flags everywhere. And the sister can see, she's like, oh, oof. So they speak one-on-one, and she basically asks, how's his other girlfriend like? And she was like, his other girlfriend is pretty chill, pretty discreet, and not like you, because I can see that you are very, you have a strong personality. And the fact that Sabrina, says, the way she's hot-tempered, all these things, is because she's Mediterranean. Where you're from doesn't have to do with you being this insecure. It's a you problem, not being a Mediterranean girly. In the confessional, that was very funny. She's like, my brother is a quiet guy. He's very reserved. But this girl, she got a big personality. And I don't know if she's a psychopath, but I'm not sure. Because she said she was possessive and everything. Like, I don't like this for my brother. I feel like she might. I hope she doesn't suffocate him. Chloe and Andre. Chloe. Like, I know she's trying to be patient and everything, but we've been patient for 6 episodes already. It's not going to work. Like, I don't know what she's doing. Andre's clearly showing zero interest. Guy haven't even said he loved you yet or anything. And he ain't gonna say it. The fact that in the confessional, he was like, everybody wants a girlfriend that's patient and listens. She ain't your girlfriend, she's your fiance. You're getting married in like a few days. The fact that she refers to her as a girlfriend. Anyways, and then he was like, I haven't told her I love her yet, and I don't plan on doing so in front of camera. Case closed. He ain't gonna say yeah at that damn altar. Like, Chloe, a miracle is not gonna happen in this situation. She's praying for a miracle because she was like, being patient, it might end up being rewarding. There ain't no rewards for this one. So next we have Tatiana and Yannick. So he meets up with the mom, and when he came, he's like, sorry mother, I didn't have time to bring anything. Very disrespectful. Tatiana did not come to this show to get married. She was previously married before, got divorced, and you can tell that she didn't learn anything from the previous divorce because she don't like Yannick. She don't like Yannick at all. Anyway, so first thing first, she said, Mama, he didn't sign a damn prenup. And she first thing, there's no hi, no hello, nothing. No, tell me about you, tell me about your family. The mother replies, why didn't you sign the prenup? If you don't sign a damn prenup, there's no relationship, there's no wedding, nothing's gonna happen. Cut the cameras, close this relationship. I don't want to see it. Yannick is basically overwhelmed. Man is saying that, like, what did I get myself into? I'm in the enemy territory. He's basically like, I need some time. He didn't say I ain't gonna sign a damn prenup. He said I need some time. I'm still learning. We're still learning about each other. I'm still learning new things about Tatiana. Tatiana continues and says, that's not all. That's not all. Mommy, he did not apologize for that damn perfume. Do your thing, Mom. They planned this damn thing. It was a setup. Man was never going to win. And Yannick replies, I told you what happened. I told you to reschedule. Mom was like, you should be a man of your word. Like, you organize that damn workshop. And the fact that you want her to reschedule, that shows that you're trying to say, like, you can control things because you organized it. Number one, you should be a man of your word. You organize a damn workshop. But if you said to reschedule. That's going to be her husband. You gotta be understanding in some ways, compromise. Like, there gotta be something there. But the fact that you guys are knocking this man down, and the fact that the mother was like, you not up to her level at all. Like, the degrading, the disrespect. She was like, you beneath. You a peasant. My girl, you ain't on her level. Like, it's just like, what are we doing? Like, is this someone you want to get married to? The level of disrespect, where your mother disrespected him. The way you allow your mother to disrespect him basically shows that you agree with everything she's saying. And the mother goes on and say you weren't raised right. What did he do for you to conclude to that? The disrespect. Like, imagine if Yannick's mother's watching that damn Netflix episode, she is gonna go crazy. How dare you say that? And Yannick, you know, you can tell Yannick's actually respectful. To be honest, he's a patient guy. He's very respectful. Because he was like, hold on there. I respect you as a mother. I respect you because you're a mother. But even my mother, I don't allow her to speak to me that way. Basically say, my mother don't speak to me that way, the way you're speaking to me. But I'm trying to calm down. Like, he spoke very silently, very respectfully. And the fact that she replied, her response was that I'll speak to you the way I want. And Yannick is just sitting there, patient. I'm out. I am out. Like, I'm frustrated to watch this. How dare you say you can speak to another woman's son and say you can speak to him the way you want? Like, who are you? A level of human respect is required even if you don't intend your daughter to marry him. You know? And the mother basically said it's not going to happen. Even if Tatiana want it, if I say it's not gonna happen, it ain't gonna happen. And honestly, it's not gonna happen because that's a mother's girly. Wherever a mom says goes, they're literally the same people. In the confessional, Tatiana was like, I resonate with everything my mother said. Like, this man is not ready to grow up. He wants all that damn freedom. Like, I'm not trying to take his freedom from him, but he doesn't want to commit. Then we have Kim and Thomas. So it's Kim's birthday. They have the little datey. He got his cute flowers for her. He also wrote a letter of apology. And it basically, you know, says, all good, let's just continue on kind of vibe. He basically confesses and said, I'm a little bit insecure that you might sit on the altar. And she basically said, no need to worry, I'm here today, you know, let's just see how this goes. So now they have the little wedding triumphs. And, you know, while Tatiana was with the girls, she said, y'all trying your dresses, I ain't trying nothing else. The only people I know that are gonna make it to the altar is Julie and Charles. Those are the only people I'm confident with. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to your girl, like, comment, give me your opinions, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.